Yesterday, Monday, January 27th, the White House Office of Management and Budget, called OMB, issued a memo that directed all federal agencies to pause spending on all grants, loans, and other federal financial assistance. The American Association of People with Disabilities, AAPD, is providing an update to the community about this situation. This is a rapidly evolving situation, and AAPD will continue to share updates and new information with the disability community as this situation changes. Please let us know what questions you have in the comments or via email, and we will try our best to answer them in the days ahead. First, we want to share an overview of what has happened so far. The memo issued by OMB yesterday used very broad language and was not very specific. Because of this, you may have received conflicting information about which programs are affected. There has already been a lot of confusion, and there will probably be more confusion as this situation unfolds. However, many groups outside of the government are working on getting information soon, and many nonprofits have or will file lawsuits over this. On its first day, this pause has already started harming people with disabilities. Medicaid portals in all 50 states went down today. We may see layoffs at disability organizations that receive federal funding and rely on federal grants to make their payroll. Schools must continue to provide special education services, which will be difficult if they cannot use the federal money that funds those services. The pause ordered by the White House takes away opportunities from American people. Americans have already paid for these services with our tax dollars, and Congress has already allocated the funding for these programs and services. We are going to share some things that we know and tell you what we don't know yet. Right now, AAPD believes that this pause impacts two important categories of activity. The first is funding that goes from the federal government to states to help fund programs that are important for disabled people. The second is funding and grants that fund state and national disability organizations. Category 1, funding that goes to states for important programs, includes Medicaid, Medicaid grants like the Money Follows the Person program, special education, including personnel preparation and research, vocational rehabilitation, housing assistance, child care, school meals, adult protective services, Veterans Administration grants, and more. Category 2, funding for grants that help fund state and national organizations, including disability organizations, includes protection and advocacy agencies, developmental disability councils, university centers of excellence in developmental disabilities, centers for independent living, state independent living groups, resource centers for people with paralysis, limb loss, and traumatic brain injury, Disability Innovation Fund awards, parent training and information centers, grants from the Office of Disability Employment Policy, Special Olympics, cooperative agreements through the Center for Disease Control to organizations working on epilepsy, AIDS, blood disorders, and other chronic conditions, payments to universities for research grants and graduate medical education, and more. AAPD does not receive federal funding, so this category does not apply to us. AAPD is not at risk of needing to halt operations as a result of this order. There are many things we don't know about this freeze. We don't know if the lists we shared will change, but we think they probably will. The White House has stated that Medicare, Social Security, including SSDI, Social Security Disability Insurance, and SSI, Supplemental Security Income, Food assistance like SNAP and WIC and Pell Grants are excluded from this order. The White House also said that Medicaid, Head Start, special education, and vocational rehabilitation are excluded. However, we cannot be confident about the list of excluded groups provided by the White House because many people have reported to AAPD and others that they are experiencing significant disruptions in programs the White House said were excluded. States and nonprofit organizations have already challenged the pause in court. We can expect that there will be more challenges. Today, a federal judge temporarily blocked this freeze until February 3rd. This means that federal funds should continue to flow until then. The White House said that they are doing this because they want to review agency programs and determine if they fit with President Trump's priorities. As of right now, we don't know how long this will last. We also don't know what will happen to programs that are determined not to fit President Trump's priorities. AAPD will continue to update the community as we learn more. In the meantime, we encourage you to contact your congressional and state representatives as well as your governor. Tell them that you, as their constituent, want them to contact Congress and the White House and tell them that this funding freeze is unacceptable. You can also raise awareness and share how this freeze is impacting you. Attend town halls with local elected officials and community members. Go live on social media or record and share a short video across your platforms to talk about how the freeze could impact you and the disability community. Finally, share local stories with local media that show the impacts of this pause. AAPD will share more information as soon as we have it, as well as provide opportunities to contact your elected officials and let them know how this freeze would impact you and our community. Thank you.